Hey guys, it's Marta. Welcome to part 2 of planting a totally new border. Today I'll be talking about how I plant my border, how I'm placing the plants, what will be on the border, and I'll show you how I dig them in. Let's begin. Let's start from the beginning. Here we had a lawn and we removed this lawn. We did not do it ourselves. We had our lovely neighbor who is a gardener and he has big stuff to do that, and he came with his gear and he took all of that lawn out and he brought me some fresh soil. That was very important for me because of my spine problems. I really wanted kind of higher border with very fluffy soil, so it will be very easy for me to dig all of those hundreds of plants in. So this is how we did it. Of course, you can do it with cardboard. You can put cardboard on your lawn, mulch it with some compost, and then just dig like single holes and put your plants in. But for me, this way that we did it was easier and definitely easier on my spine. I have spent the last year gathering all of my inspiration. I've been watching books about gardens, everything I could find. Pete Udloff was my huge inspiration. I have all of his books. I've been looking at all of the plant combinations, but whenever I look at them, I try to find something that speaks to me, that feels like me, and this is how this idea of this border was developed in my head. So I made a few compositions that I really loved. When planting my plants, I'm always looking for groupings of plants. This is like sways of plants. You will see beautiful sways of color, and it can be color, it can be the structure. We always have to think about it as a painting. This is how I see it. So I try to group plants from the same type of plants or even the same variety, and I'm making swoops of them. Sometimes they will be looking like they will be more straight, and sometimes I try to go with one swoop more into the border, into the back of the border, so it looks more natural, like it's in nature. In nature you will see that all the plants are intermingling, so I'm doing something in between. I'm doing swoops, but then sometimes one plant will be between others, so it's not very, it's like one line, second line, third line. It's better to like intermingle them a bit, but then have a swoop of the same variety, so you have this very calming effect for the eye. Okay, let's go. I will show you how I place the plants, and I will tell you which will be doing what on the border. Back of this border is Perovskia, so Russian sedge. This plant is extremely beautiful, very easy to grow if you do not place it in a place that it's very often flooded, very wet. She hates that, so give it a space that is well drained, it will perform beautifully, best in full sun. This will be cloud of purple flowers. This purple is very cold and the leaves are very grayish, so it will look very good with lamb's ear that I planted there 2 years ago. They will correspond very well with those grayish tones in the flowers and in the leaves. Then after we have this Perovskia, then we'll have coneflowers. I'm having Magnus here, and then we have another one that is called, I'm forgetting, Delicious Candy. So we'll be having different types of pinks and also different size of flowers. Magnus has bigger flowers, it is a taller coneflower, and this Delicious Candy is smaller and it's deeper. This pink is deep, rich pink. Then we need something to contrast. So in front of this border we'll be having a purple salvia. This one is called Blue Buchetta. I've been showing you this one in the previous video. Very compact, very beautiful purple, so it will correspond well with those pinks. And then we have Stachys humelo, which will have very deep pink flowers. I think this whole combo will be looking beautiful. I think this will be my favorite one because this is why I put it in front. When I will be passing with my car, this is what I will be seeing first, so I think this will look perfect. As you can see, my perennials are placed very dense. This is what I do when I want to have a very fast result. If you're a person that likes to put your plants in the ground and not do much, then always read the label and plant them accordingly. The spacing has to be as it's written on the label. I know myself, I like the fast result, so I'm always planting more dense, and I know that in 2 or 3 years I will have to take one plant out to all of them have enough space, but I think I really like results, so you can do it both ways. But if you're a lazy gardener, always do the spacing right. Here we'll have the tufted hairgrass I've been showing in the previous video. This will be a cloud of beautiful his flowering stalks in autumn. I think it will look wonderful, but I've put one plant in. This will be a solitary plant. This one is called Calamagrostis brachytricha, and it has beautiful flowering stalks. I cannot wait to see it. If you're planting your plants, it is good to make swoops then repeat those swoops. We'll be having this combination throughout the whole border, and it's very good if you're having a long one to repeat groupings of plants. So if I'm making salvias here, I will make them there and there and there, and if you'll be walking along those border, you will see those maybe waves of color repeating. This is very good for your eye, very good for the composition in your border, and then sometimes make a surprise for the viewer. So you'll have a solitary plant, or maybe you will change something. It's always good to surprise with something, but always repeat too, because it will give the calming effect to your eye. I'm holding this tool because I cannot wait to dig them in. So here we have again Russian sedge, Perovskia, blue steel, then we have coneflower, blue magnus, and here we have salvia, Rian. In spring I will be planting also Cesleria autumnalis. This will be the front of the border. We'll have a little stone edging here, so no one comes in the car on my border. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers. And again, this swoop will be a bit darker. Blue Buceta is lighter. This one will be more intense purple color. And we are moving further. Again, we'll be having the same swoop here. I'm leaving some space for my stipas. This grass, I need to have Mexican feather grass right here. And then we are going again with coneflowers, also Magnus, and then something different. So there is always a surprise with a bit different color and type of coneflowers in the next swoops. So a surprise comes in this part of the border. Everywhere will be salvia, and this will be a bit of surprise. So we'll be having catmint here, so Persian blue, very compact, but it will also give us a lot of like a cloud of blue, because this is a purple but more bluish in color, so I think it will look perfect. And we're also having Magnus. We are having neighbor's dog being in our video today all the time. So again, coneflowers, blue flowers from catmint, and then we are coming back to salvias, because I really want those salvias to be the main, and the coneflowers the main color, the main flower of this border. I am coming back to salvias here. Here we have another hole. This will be also stipa that I will be planting in spring. So stipa and Cesleria will be added, I think maybe March, maybe April. We'll see when they are available. And then we are moving to another part of the border that is definitely more shaded. This will be in semi-shade, because this part of this border gets a lot of sun, especially from the sunrise. You get full sun here, but then we have those trees, and they are giving shade when this part of the border gets the sun. So I thought about something more shady liking, and let's see what's here. So this part will be getting definitely less sun. We have some trees that are shading this border, so I think it will get about 6 hours of sun. So I've decided to make an impact with very flowy grasses. So we'll be having Hakonekloa macra, beautiful grass, very flowy. I love that. I have that in front of my hydrangeas, so I think here it will be building beautiful mounds of those beautiful leaves. This is Green Hills, the variety is Green Hills, and also we'll be having this Carex frosted curls. This is a very interesting plant. I've never had it, and I've seen it planted in big groups, and it makes incredible impact. In the back of the border I've planted Miscanth Memory. This is, I think, one of the most popular, at least in my country, Miscanthus. So I'll see if 6 hours of sunlight will be enough for this plant. It is a very huge plant, beautiful feathers, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, now let's get planting, guys. The sun is setting, so it's time to grab these tools and start planting. Okay guys, let's get planting. Whenever I'm planting, I'm reading about the plant that I'm planting. So what does it like? Do I have to add manure? Do I have to add fertilizer? All of these plants don't like fertilizing too much. They like very plain soil, they like drained soil. So I made sure that this soil that is here is fluffy, it will be well drained, and then I'm just planting straight to the soil. They don't want any fertilizer. Of course, it's different if you're planting roses, clematis, it's different, but here, add nothing. Just plant them in, water them well, and then it's good to give them some kind of mulch. So you can mulch with compost, you can mulch with bark, but I think I'll be using bark because I don't have too much compost, but this bark is very tiny particles, so it will look almost like compost. So when I'm planting, first I have my tiny shovel. I love that. If you have a fluffy soil, it's very, very easy to dig in. So I'm doing a little hole. I make sure there are no other roots there, so the plant will be easy for it to grow the roots in. I take it out of its plastic container, throw it away. Then I look if the roots are bundled up at the bottom. I rough them up a bit. I put my plant into the hole and I just cover it with soil. Then I just press a bit so there are no air pockets, and then I will water it really well. Even if it's going to rain, remember to water your plants. It is very good to soak it with water, because then you will not have any air pockets, and this is very important so your plant roots in properly. Okay guys, so my tiny shovel in my hand, now it's time to get digging. I absolutely love that, and I hope that because this soil is so fluffy, it will be an easy task for me. We'll see. I think it's a few hundred of plants. Let's see. Let me know if you like digging plants in, if you like composing your borders, thinking about them. Do you have a lot of Pinterest boards, so where you have all of those plant combos? Do you like imagining how it would look like, and do you like waiting for this moment next year when we'll see the effect that we thought of? Is it the same? Is it different? Do we have to change something? I love that.